Hello everybody and welcome to the first part of a series of videos which is going to cover the automotive industry in India. This will also be the first video which is going to be put up on the channel, and it really excites me that this important topic itself is going to be the first video on my channel. And this video is going to cover all things electrification in the automobile industry in India. And this is going to give a detailed outlook of the electric car industry in India and potentially the global impact on the Indian car industry too. So let's go ahead. Coming to the first point, electrification. Electrification has been a revolutionary event in the car industry, the global car industry I'm talking about. It has had huge ramifications for countries, manufacturers, everyone as a stakeholder in the industry. It has caused electric cars to come in rapidly, especially since the past 5 years, and of course, which many of you might know, the scenario of the Dieselgate, which took place right about in 2016. That caused a huge shift in the car industry, and electrification has soon taken a pace and is going strength by strength. And this has caused ICE cars, internal combustion engine cars, to be phased out quite soon, and the same theme is going to take place in India. We are already seeing more and more electric cars coming in, although right now the pace might seem slow, and realistically we might only have 4 or 5 true electric cars which are actually attainable. But in the near future, more and more electric cars are coming, and they are coming in strong. Now, one thing which we need to be very much happy about and also encourage, I would say, is that Indian manufacturers have taken the lead, especially our homegrown manufacturers Mahindra and Tata. Coming to Tata first, Tata has almost started developing a synergy around the electric car infrastructure with the synergy of the companies like Tata Power, Tata Chemicals, and of course Tata Motors. They have been able to develop an electric infrastructure where not they are just not developing a car, but but an overall mobility solution, and this makes them in a keeps them in a very strong place coming for the in the near future, and it allows them to actually take advantage. And already they have had the first mover advantage with the Tata Nexon EV, and that has been a fabulous product, especially for a first product made by the manufacturer. And this is also going to allow them to take advantage in the near future. And with costs of components coming down, you are only going to see more and more cheaper electric cars coming in. In future, you might see, for example, an Altroz EV or a Tigor EV or a Tiago EV, and that might just be much more attainable and might cost and will allow, of course, for faster adoption. The next one which I want to come to is also Mahindra. Mahindra, we all know the Mahindra E2O. That was perhaps, I think, one of the first few electric cars in India. Now they have, of course, changed up things, and we are going to see again more electric cars coming in, and much more serious electric cars coming in, if I might say. Now, these cars are much more usable in their nature. We did have some electric cars, and it's not that Mahindra did not have. We had the likes of E Verito or even the E KUV 100, but the fact is that the ranges were too less, and also they were too expensive, and that was simply not going to allow for widespread adoption in a car market as competitive as India. But now Mahindra is going on strong. They have put in their research and development time. They are putting in the required investment, and that is certainly going to allow them to at least compete with our other homegrown maker, as I mentioned previously, Tata Motors, and bring in usable, valuable products which are act as a replacement for internal combustion engines and not just a sidestep product or an alternative product. They actually act as replacements for their ICE counterparts, and that is certainly going to happen. You are already going to see more SUVs coming in, so that is very beneficial for a company like Mahindra, because we all know SUVs are currently in a trend. So we might see in the future a SUV based on the XUV 500 or on the XUV 300, and also in future a smaller version of that. And also personally, I would love to see an electric Thar coming in the future, but let's see. That is just speculation, but yeah. The one thing which we can say is that Indian manufacturers have taken a big lead and a strong lead. Now, the other thing which we should address, or which I would like to address, is foreign cars coming in. More foreign manufacturers aggressively targeting the Indian market. In the global car industry, we can already see the likes of Daimler, Mercedes Group, Audi, Volkswagen, the Volkswagen Group, which consists of other brands like Audi and Skoda, and also Tesla, and of course the BMW Group too. They have been investing again very heavily in the electric car infrastructure, and this has already started giving them results. You can already see the likes of Tesla Model 3 and the Tesla Model Y being actually mainstream cars in a car market like the USA. And they are going to apply the same logic and bring these cars to India. Now we already know a brand like Tesla has a lot of fan following, and this is all going to allow them to sell more cars or at least generate much more interest. And then if in the future, if they bring a low cost version of the car, they will be best placed to take advantage of that. There are already rumors going around of being a Tesla hatchback. So let's see about that. Now Mercedes has already actually entered the Indian car market, the Indian electric car market, if you see, with the Mercedes EQC. Now of course I would like to mention that it is a 1 crore car, so it's not as attainable as perhaps as I mentioned Tata Nexon EV, but certainly they are already making some steps towards it. And in the future you are already going to see many more electric cars, just like the recently unveiled Mercedes EQS, basically an electric version of the S-Class, or even other more attainable, more cheaper cars in the form of the A-Class or B-Class, which as and when are unveiled in the global car market, they will also soon start to make their way to the Indian car market, and potentially in a 10 years phase or 15 years phase, you will see these cars replacing their ICE counterparts. Audi is also about to enter the Indian electric car market with the Audi e-tron, and that itself is again an SUV and an electric car, and that is going to be very favorable for them, and again attract more sales. And BMW, we already know, they had started with the BMW i8 as a hybrid. Now we are going to see pure electric cars coming in, which are again more attainable, more usable in the daily lives. So you are going to see the iX3, the i4, and many more products which are like that coming in. Now the only outliers or the only disadvantages points which I see here are not that harmful, I would say, but they certainly do need to be addressed in a country like India. Now first of all, I did say that Indian manufacturers have taken the lead, and that bodes very well for the Indian car market. However, the problem I see, especially for the most popular car brand in India, or the most sold car brand in India, is Maruti Suzuki. The problem is they have not laid out definitive plans for their electric cars, especially in the Indian market, and that concerns me a lot, especially for the future of that brand itself. Now, although they will probably keep moving units, especially for the next 10 years, but then I'm not sure if they will be able to keep the market leader position in terms of sales going forward, because they have yet not unveiled a competitive electric car product, not even in the blueprints. So there needs to be an effort from them. Now we have heard rumors of the WagonR EV, but then I'm not sure if that is going to be the only solution. First of all, the car market itself is going towards SUVs, and except the Vitara Brezza, and they don't have any other strong selling SUV. So let's see what happens, but that does concern me a bit that the largest selling car maker has not yet given us definitive plans of their electric car infrastructure. So let's see. Now, the other thing is not exactly related to cars, but the whole infrastructure itself related to mobility. There needs to be continuation of favorable policies and perhaps even make them more favorable. We have already seen the government giving more and more importance, giving more and more favorable policies to the car makers, and that bodes very well, I would say. I would certainly say the FAME scheme and even the tax credits which have been given, they do go a long way in actually convincing a customer to buy that specific car. And so I would certainly hope that these policies continue and in fact extend to all the other electric car infrastructure components, because ultimately this is going to be a mobility push, if you see, where connecting to my next point is that there is a need for electric infrastructure, and so the hope is that through the public production linked incentive scheme, uh, this is addressed. And we need more charging stations, we need more battery servicing, we need more batteries, and we need to make sure that we are on top of this as a industry itself, in terms of lithium ion batteries being produced in India. And again, most importantly, more knowledge about more engineers who are actually in this field, who are actually working for towards electric cars. That itself is only going to allow India and to have more or widespread adoption of electric cars in the Indian market. But there is a serious need, although it's been improving in the last few years, but there's a huge need still left. And however, I would like to acknowledge some companies like especially Tata Power. They have already been establishing charging stations wherever possible in various cities throughout India, and not just in metro cities, even in tier 2 cities now this is starting to trickle in. And let's hope that it only keeps on increasing and it keeps on increasing exponentially. Now, this was the whole electric car scenario. I also have other points, and so let's move on to point 2.